Hi, my name's Taylor Morton, and I'm going to be doing, a run through of what I would have been doing if we didn't have the pandemic going on, and how I would have taught a science lesson. So what standard I chose was for first grade physical science. It was the standard 1-PS4-3, and it states, plan and conduct investigation to determine the effects of placing objects made with different materials in the place of a beam of light. The clarification statement, examples of material could include those that are transparent, such as clear plastic, translucent, such as paper or wax paper, opaque, such as cardboard, and reflective, such as a mirror. Assessment boundary does not include the speed of light. I made that very clear. Do not talk about speed of light. Basically, what it's just saying is what happens to the beam of light when different objects are placed in front of it. In order to do that, what I would first start off with is engagement. How am I going to engage my students? How I would start off with is we're trying to teach them transparent, translucent, and opaque. I'm adding reflective because that is part of the clarification. But we're mostly looking at transparent, translucent, and opaque. So what I have is I got my flashlight, I got my transparent, I got my translucent, my opaque, and reflective. So what we're going to do is start by just going over those words, and then how I would have it with stations set up, and the students get to go up there, and kind of talk about what all these items have in similarities. They're all clear. Hopefully that's what they would say. They're kind of clear. You can kind of see through, but not see through for translucent, and opaque cannot see through. Reflective, you can see yourself, or just shines bright like a disco ball or something. When they go through each station to try to figure out the similarities and what makes transparent, transparent, translucent, translucent, and so on, they're going to be discussing with a partner. So they would just turn and talk. And I want them to kind of discuss what they think would happen if I put a light up to it, like the flashlight, just to kind of get predictions and stuff like that. And then I would ask students what they need to ask themselves is, what makes an object transparent, translucent, opaque, and reflective? To explore, or the exploration, students will be given the tools. They will be given something transparent, translucent, reflective, and a flashlight. And what I want them to do is put their items in front of the flashlight, and together they are going to figure out what happens, and not so much what happens to the object or the material, but what happens to the beam of light. That's what I'm trying to reiterate, is what happens to the beam of light. Does it go through? Does it not? Does it reflect? What is going on? And they would record their observations in a journal and keep that. With this lesson, it would take a couple days, because I want students to see it multiple times, to be able to recall that information from the day before, and so they have more exposures. The explanation, together as a whole group, after everybody has gone through and did their investigation of what happens, I would want to put a poster on the board, and we would come together and bring our observations. What happened to the transparent cup, or not cup, the light? What happened to it? Did it go through? Did it stop? Did it kind of fade? What happened? So for the cup, it went through. and almost made a perfect circle, just as if it wasn't there. The opaque just kind of blurs, changes the color. It's not as clear. The opaque, nothing happens. The light disappears. The reflective is a little bit more interesting because it makes it shoot different directions. Something I would like to add too in my classroom and would be to have something with crystal to kind of throw that rainbow effect. I think first graders would love that idea of that. So with the explanation, or with the whole group and putting it on the board, people get to see how similar all of their investigations are. That it doesn't change. Your transparent, it will be the same as my transparent. Elaboration. This is kind of fun. What I would do is use the technology and have a video of a puppet, just to kind of bring it back to the real life. The video that I have is someone singing a song, a song playing, and he's making different versions of like a swan, a man singing. He had a bird. Like, he has all these really extravagant puppets that I definitely couldn't make. And then there's some artists that use lights and shadows to create different art, and I want them to investigate that and how they can use light and maybe challenge them into making their own art with light and a shadow. The other thing is I want them to brainstorm on what we do in our daily lives that alters light and what we do to change the beam of light. So, like lampshades. What does the lampshade do? If it's off, does it get brighter? When it's on, does it dim it the way we want? Shade from an umbrella. If we're outside, do we block the light to shade us, to cool us down? Why and how that helps us? A disco ball. The lights that it puts everywhere and how it's fun and exciting. Sunglasses. We put on sunglasses to protect our eyes. Why are we protecting our eyes from that beam of light? And then evaluation. Students need to be able to describe what happens to the beam of light. I don't really want to know what happens to the cup. I want to know what happens to the light. And I would be able to collect this or evaluate what they're capable of and how they're able to explain this through their journals and how they're able to answer the questions. They can use, and are they using the vocabulary words? They will be able to refer back to their journal, and they can say on day 1 we did this, and this is, use it as their evidence for their argument. And yeah, like it would be a really fun, the elaboration I'm so excited for, to be able to challenge them in creating their own art and bringing the art aspect into science. And that's something I love about science, is that you can integrate everything together. It's a lot of times forgotten, and I like how we can put ELA, math, art, even history in with science. So, thank you.